Hello there, everyone. It is Wednesday before Halloween. We are out checking out houses. We're over 130 stops this year, so we're getting really close to our record. It looks like we should break as long as there's no health issues or things like that that come up in these last couple days. But we've made our way out to Whittier, to Lisco, to First, to, Bogardus? Yeah, some great streets out here with a lot of fun stuff around them. So we've been driving around, checking things out. We're going to gather up a handful of them and show them to you here. And then the plan is to head over to La Habra and also check out some of those. It's been like 3 years, I think, since we've been to Whittier, maybe 2 years, and like 3 or 4 years since La Habra. It's been a while, so excited to get back out and check out some of these. So that said, let's start out with this one, Malice in Wonderland. This is over off Bogardus. So this one's a small display. It was a small display last time we were out here, but I just kind of love the creepiness of the Queen of Hearts there. They off with their heads. See the little doll heads there. A very merry unearthed day. And then we've got our display, signage, here. So it's a small one. We're also noticing it's a Wednesday. A lot of the houses have decor that are also dark with their decor up. So I'm not sure if just some are waiting on their timers. It's not quite 7 yet, so it might be that they're coming on, or it might be that just because it's a weekday, they're going a little bit lighter. Not quite sure, but do enjoy Malice in Wonderland. So a little bit more on Bogardus. Bogardus Pumpkin Patch. I feel like this is a lot smaller than it's been in the past when we visit out here. Not positive of that. Across the way, though, the Bogardus Wharf. I really love these shark figures. I've not seen many of them this year, but I know they've been popping up in displays. It's fun signage there. Pirate activity. We've got the skeletal mermaid. Some more pirate ship action here. Next to the Bogardus Wharf. And then across the street here, fairly large display. Mix. Got our pirates. Kind of facing the pirates across the street. We've got our Mickey jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, there we go, the name Bogardus Haunted Mansion. Fun. All right, so we're still in Bogardus. We're just walking the street here, and right up here, if I gotta be honest, this is kind of the one I most wanted to come back and see. The Great Pumpkin on Bogardus. Love the peanuts. Love, of course, Great Pumpkin. And just love this display with so many of these flat figures, photo hops built in across the board, and some additions since our last time. I don't recall, for example, that scene with Lucy there and the football. Bunch of Woodstock and friends hanging out, and Snoopy's dog house there. Just absolutely adorable and really unique. There's a few really great Peanuts displays out there. There's actually one very near Knott's, just down the street there, we've covered in the past. But we don't see a ton of them, and this one is done really well. It's super welcoming. And right across the street, we go from the warmth of the Peanuts to Bogardus Cemetery, the place to rest your bones. Some fun column work here. I love how so many of the houses over here get on board of having their own names for us. I don't know how much that matters for other people, but for us covering all these things, it's nice to be able to keep track of things. And so it's really nice when they have names. No matter how big or small, names are always welcome. I love this. Some great jack-o'-lanterns in there. Some fun wrought iron work. This guy, fun cemetery. All right, so that's where we've been, at the corner here in Bogardus. We come to the end of the street here. We've got some fun animated screens here. Chatting up with the audience there. And this one's got a number of creepy, fun animatronic characters. This one feels pretty similar to what we saw a few years back. Those are my two guys right there for slashers. I really love Michael and Leatherface. Those are my top guys, so I like seeing them. I don't know if I've seen them in a display just on their own together like that. But a couple more great slashers over here with Chucky and Tiffany, so good stuff to see all the way around. All right, just a block over is Coleman, and we saw this display. The lights caught our eyes, and so we made our way down. So we've got a few smaller skeletons worshiping the big guy there, the 12-footer. And then kind of a collection of creepy, eerie ghouls here and there. You've got the baby doll on the rocking horse, dire wolf there. We've got a witch. And this, I should say, we're on Lisco now. So this is Coleman and Lisco. So Lisco, pretty famous in the SoCal Halloween world. More so for the other side of the block, but this is a worthy stop for sure. Oh, I like that. Little display piece back there. I've got the plague doctor and this massive phantom. All right, so you can get your bearings there. That was the last house down there, or not the last house, I guess the second last, the orange way down there. We've crossed the major street here, which is First Avenue, over to Lisco Street. So last time we were on Lisco, it was a Friday or Saturday. It was after the Haunted Rose had one of their media nights, and it was fantastic. Coming down here, there was a ton of scare actors actually out on the streets. And I mean, it was just massively crowded, as you could imagine, but there was a ton of energy and kind of a scare zone vibe everywhere you went. So not sure if they still do that or not. Like I said, it's been a few years and been out here, and we're here to this time on a Wednesday, but I do love these displays. This Alice in Wonderland one caught our eye when we were first driving into the neighborhood, and fun, definitely. We got that Malice in Wonderland a few minutes ago, and now we've got another Alice homage one here with all sorts of figures. But you can see, like, we're not going to show every single house, but there are so many houses. Like I said, and some are even dark tonight, maybe with it being a weekday, or maybe they're not just quite ready yet for Halloween night, but lots of great stuff. So we're giving you some highlights. And look at this. I mean, it's just, there's so many houses like this. I'm showing this one, like this one. It's not specifically one we're going to cover with like social, and we're not going to necessarily talk about on the podcast, but it's just a great display. Like tons of inflatables, tons of animated figures, music's playing. You've got Jack singing to Sally over there. Just a lot of great stuff in the neighborhood. I can't imagine a better place to trick or treat. I mean, there's some really great ones out there, and this is definitely amongst them. Now this one is interesting. A much more subdued display in terms of figures. You just got the three figures here, but kind of captivating. The bride and groom in arms, and then this creeper off to the side here. Again, like this house is not lit over here, but you can see more fun decor, and it's just, you got decor everywhere you look out here. Another display that we're not going to like specifically count to our totals of coverage, but a good example of, you know, another great Halloween house, as well as this one next door. So it does seem, though, that there's some houses maybe that are not decorating. So it does feel like maybe it stepped back, and I don't know. We'll probably have some experts out there in the area. But like, for example, these 3-4 homes on the side here, all dark, no decor at all. So I feel like that wasn't the case, but I could be totally wrong. I mean, like I said, the last time we were here, there was all sorts of scare actors out and stuff, and it just felt like we were in some sort of like Halloween theme park. So maybe I've romanticized it in my memories. But either way, what a fantastic neighborhood. All right, here heading down Groveland here. Again, I just felt like there was more of these homes decorated as well this close to Halloween. But either way, I know there's some really fun ones down this street, so we're gonna show them to you. All right, it's a corner of Citrus Street and Groveland. We've got the Ghouls with a little bit of a tribute to the Dodgers as well. Fun little addition to these scary characters with the Dodgers in the World Series, which if it went to a Game 7, that'd be November 1st, going even after Halloween. It seemed like a safe bet to, I guess, give these guys a little of that touch as well. So, cute. This is fun. We're still here on Groveland. We've got a couple Ghouls hanging out there with Elvis. We've got the boat. We remember the boat being part of a display here years ago. Looks like water skiing. And there's another nod to Elvis in the window there. A few more fun Ghouls there. This is all on Groveland still. A few more over here. And it is good to see this one again. So this is the Haunted Forest here on Groveway. And it is neat. You know, as we're coming to the end of the season, for those that care, like, we keep a count of our coverage. And the way we always track coverage is it's got to be things that we post social on, and we will be able to talk on the podcast and do videos. So it's got to hit like a lot of things. So sometimes we'll show video of things that don't. It's got to, you know, it'll hit other areas, but we just share it. But like something like this does count because there's like column work, there's fencing work, there's a theme, there's just a lot. Like when we sit down to podcast, it feels like there'll be a number of things to talk about. And so that's what we use to kind of define it. So last year, I believe we hit 148 stops, and that's 148 that we were like, yep, there's stuff to talk about, which really speaks to the power of SoCal when it comes to haunt stuff. And this year we'll surpass that. It just really speaks to all the creative people living out here and all the hard work they put in to give this sort of community service to bring smiles to the neighborhood. All right, so we jumped in the car and we made our way to La Habra now. I think La Habra is the area that we get the most requests to come out to, and it's been, I want to say, 4 years maybe now since we've been here, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's been a while since we've been in Whittier or La Habra, but La Habra, every year we get several people that reach out. They're like, you got to see La Habra, and we love it. We've loved it. I think it's just where we're at geographically and where we're on the way to things. It's never on the way to anything from where we live to cover anything else. So it's kind of like La Habra has to be on its own. So tonight we decided like Whittier wasn't really on the way to anything, La Habra wasn't really on the way to and we're kind of combining them so we can get back out here because it's been a while. So that said, again, it's a Wednesday night, so it's not full Halloween mode of the weekend or anything, but there is a lot going on. There's a lot of people walking the streets. There's a lot of lights. There's a couple of them for sure that are countable for our like overall, you know, stops, and we'll talk about in the podcast and stuff. So let's take a look at a little of what La Habra has to offer here in the Arbolita area, I should say, is where we're starting out here. And it's been traditionally the area that kind of has had the most for us to take a look at during this season. So let's check it out. So first off, I'll say, I mean, there's just houses everywhere like this with just, you know, some animatronics, some cool lighting. You know, we drove the neighborhood first to get a little bit of a feel. A lot of them without any unified theme outside of just, you know, a fun collection of characters. That said, though, I did want to look closer at this one. I know we've covered in the past. I really love what they do with color. So let's take a look. So I'm a big fan of lighting in mazes and displays, bright lights. I like to be able to see things. And of course, blackout stuff has its place, and it can be really fun. But I love this kind of non-traditional lighting they have here with these like really bright lights. I also love, there's a few of the houses like this, how they have that like second story balcony that runs across it. It's really cool. Makes for a great Halloween display.
There is no escape. There is no respite. I am your
Love it. Great, great house here. All right, so this is 1500 Arbolita, which has been Millmur Manor, which I know they've done a walkthrough in the past, but that was a great display. Love their use of figures. Just a really neat looking cemetery scene here. Look at all these jack-o'-lanterns that cascade off the roof and onto the porch and all of that. Should know to go there. I mean, there's the house next door. Across the way over there, the Nightmare Before Christmas house, they have like a big inflatable movie screen out. Just tons to see on these streets. And just up from Millmur Manor, we have this fun Bayou theme here. See a little fish here. I'm not sure if it's picking up. Yeah, I think so. You can see kind of the back in there. Again, kind of feeds into that Bayou vibe. Really, I always love Bayou themes. Makes me miss Voodoo at Not Scary Farm. Good stuff. Fun display here, and again, like we talked about with Whittier, not all the displays we check out do we count as individual ones when we talk about on the podcast, but doesn't mean we don't appreciate them and love them. And as you can see, lots of fans here checking this one out, as well as so much of the rest of what's going on the street as everybody preps for their big Super Bowl night of Halloween. Here's that one with the movie screen I showed earlier, and you can see now they're rotating into Thriller. So they had Nightmare Before Christmas playing a little bit ago. But how fun, come trick-or-treating and check out a little movie in front of this house. So this one's pretty densely packed, and as you can see, they've got like a little backdrop going there, the characters. I love the 12-foot skeleton, like he's bursting through the roof of the house. And then you've got the ghost, the phantom up there, elevated way up high, which is fun. These characters are interesting. The waitress looking character looks like super realistic. Got this ogre, a few wolves going on here. They've also got some fencing they put in. They rope off, but then they also have another layer of fencing. It's kind of like some floating candles in the back as well. Fun, fun, fun display. Love the jack-o'-lantern tree there. A few more animatronics. And you got this ghoul hanging out at the mailbox here, which is fun. So we made our way down street over near the intersection of Palm. Here, still in La Habra, of course. And this is one we saw years ago, and I remember we talked to the owner and just had such a love for Halloween and display. And you can see it all here. I mean, this is really, really cool. Very gory. Charlotte's Petting Zoo we have down here with all the skull animals. You can see in the back there, peering out as Hannibal Lecter and Mother there. See, we've got some more tombstones. The three-headed customized 12-foot skeleton. Looks like it has some customization there for sure. That's fun. Love these guys. I've been seeing these pop up at a few different displays this year. You gotta love this guy. Super cool. Really fun layout here. Oh, even I didn't notice like the demon type characters in the tree there as well. The skeletons, good stuff. Some more fun here on Arbolita Got a collection of ghouls and characters. These two these two sections here really connecting. And you've got all these pirates here, which is fun on this side of the yard. And that ties us in across the street to the pirate ship. We've got two different pirate ships across the street, so we'll take a look at that. Let's work our way up to the pirate ships and kind of take a look at these, because there's a lot going on here in terms of the number of figures. And the homes here in La Habra definitely have, I would say, wider front yards than a lot that we see in the communities we're covering. And definitely wider than most of the homes that we cover in Burbank or Lakewood or La Mirada. It's pretty lengthy, so it gives them a bigger footprint to work with, and they fill it up, obviously, like when you look at this yard. I also think it's interesting with the La Habra houses, so many of them are really eclectic. They just take a lot of different IPs, a lot of different themes, and kind of bring them together, but not as much the case here. Here, it is very central on one very specific thing of this pirate ship, which I think this pirate ship was the first thing that brought us to La Habra many years ago. And this is again on Arbolita. Love, love, love this scene. And again, they are setting sail, I guess, to take on our pirates across the way, or maybe to pick them up. Some collaboration going on there. It's quite a big pirate ship. They even, if you look at the basketball court there, they turned it into like a pirate's flag there. Really something else. We've got more pirate action here just right next door. Another pirate ship. Got their sunglasses on, chilling out. Fun. Love to see that the pirate ships are still here. Like I said, it's been a few years since we've been out here, and the pirate ships were really memorable about La Habra, and they are living well out here and are gonna greet a lot of people. I was looking back at some of our posts from our last visit to La Habra, and a few of the owners talked about having thousands. One said they had 3,000 trick-or-treaters, so this is like quite the epicenter of Halloween, and you can tell why. All right, so we've made our way from Whittier. This is kind of a bonus one because this video is obviously very specific about Whittier and La Habra, but this is in Riverside area. We've been wanting to come by, and so we thought like it's kind of like an extra credit one we'll throw in here for anybody interested, but it's the haunt on Hoover Street. But in 2020, somebody reached out with a tip. I don't recall at the time if it was the owner or someone else, and said, you got to check this one out. And then this year, the owner reached out to remind us, and we're like, yep, if we can find any way to get over, because it's been a really fun, very classy, kind of detailed cemetery scene there. So that said, here is the haunt on Hoover. I just really love the tombstones, the column work, the fencing. It's just such a quiet, creepy cemetery. And we talk about like bringing Halloween to a neighborhood. I mean, you can check out here. There's like a little bit of light over there, but for the most part, there is no Halloween going on anywhere around here. And what a great addition. I mean, this has got to be the house in the neighborhood for trick-or-treating. You can tell there's a lot of passion. that goes into this, a lot of work. And in the end, you've got results. The really fantastic display. Always love the haunt on Hoover. All right, that is a wrap on this one. We are making our way home. Early work morning tomorrow, and then one more big, I don't know how big it'll be, but another haunt hop night coming. So we will have at least one more video coming in this series before we wrap up for the season. We'll see what else. That said, again, lots of episodes on the podcast, and we do a best of Halloween episode on the podcast as well. We don't do that on YouTube, so if you're interested, check that out wherever you find podcasts. So that's it, wrapping up tonight. Until next time, we'll see you in line somewhere.